guys, and welcome to a new episode of Take Me Home. I'm Wes, and in today's episode we'll be taking on Harlow Town and Peterborough Sports in the Southern League Premier Central. Now, since you were last with me, we've been in really good form so far this season. You saw us play our first game of the season against Ware Town, where we won 5-1. We followed that up with a 4-1 home win against Broomsgrove Sporting. A hat-trick from Michael Tate in that game, and a goal from Jaffet Matter. We then beat AFC Sudbury 5-0 away from home. 2 goals from Charlie Carter, 1 from Jaffet Matter, 1 from Lewis Britton, and 1 from Jordan Parks. We then couldn't keep our good run going, and we lost to Barwell 2-1 at home. A goal from Lewis Britton in that game couldn't keep us in it. We then beat Corby Town 2-1 away from home. Michael Tate and Jaffet Matter scoring there. Then we beat Harley Whitney 2-1. Goals from Kyle Bennett and Jaffet Matter in that game. We then beat Kings Langley in the we beat the Hartley Whitney game was in the FA Cup preliminary round. First time we've actually made it past that stage in the competition so far in this save. We then beat Kings Langley in the league 1-0. We then drew 3-3 at home to Harlow Town. We lost to Workington in the first qualifying round of the FA Cup, so we are out of the FA Cup now. Only 1 goal for us in that game. We did go down to 10 men as well near the end, which didn't help. We then followed that up with a 2-0 away loss. Again, we got a player sent off in that game. We then beat Biggleswade Town 4-1. And then we played a quick friendly because there was a 13-day gap between games. And we won that 3-0. So as a result, we are currently second in the Southern League Premier Central. Jaffet Matter leading the way on 11 goals. Also with the highest average rating of 8.23. Kyle Bennett was top for assists, but he's been joined by Kyle De Silva of Braintree. Jaffet Matter leading the way with Player of the Match awards as well, 4 for him, and Dion Kelly Evans joint first for yellow cards. We're only 1 point behind Braintree in first place. We have got a better goal difference than them. So hopefully we can stay in and around this sort of area. We were predicted to win the league, so it's nice to know we're there or thereabouts, considering we just came up as well. And if we look, Harlow Town, our first opponents today are 8th, so they're pushing for a playoff place at the moment. They're only 2 points outside of the playoffs, 5 points behind us. So that will be an interesting game. And then the second of today's games, I did say who it was and I can't remember now. Peterborough Sports. I think they're low down in the league. Yeah, they're in the relegation zone. Only on 6 points for the season. So that should be a decent game for us. We should be winning that one. Now I've said that, we'll probably lose both games. It's just the way things work. Transfer wise, we've had a few ins and outs. I'll take you through them. Malondo Martin left for Bath City, our backup left back. He's gone to Bath City in the... Where are Bath City? Oh, they're in the National League South, so just a league above us. He's played a couple of games for him as well. 2 league games and a cup game. Not playing too badly either. We was left a bit short at left back, but we signed a new striker, Charlie Kendall, who has scored for us. He was a 20-year-old English striker, just to give us a bit of a rotation up front. He's formerly of QPR, played 4 games, scored a goal, average rating of 6.93, which is decent. We signed Craig Alcock, who's a right back but can play left back, just to give a bit of backup to Kelly Evans in that area. He's 33 years old, and he comes in from Yeovil, where he played 8 games for them in the National League last season. Plenty of league experience as well. We signed Cameron Green, a 22-year-old English left back, can play left wing, play anywhere on the left hand side basically. We signed him as backup for De Bayo after Martin left, but there is potential that De Bayo could be leaving as well. There's an offer gone in for him, and I couldn't convince him to sign another contract because he wanted nearly £2,000 a week. We also signed Aswad Thomas, a 32-year-old English left back, loads of experience. I knew I'd heard of this guy when I found out he was at Grimsby Town for a few years. I remembered why. Obviously, those of you who know I do live in Grimsby, and I do follow town every now and again. And I was sure I'd heard of him, and he come from Ebbsfleet, where he played 31 games in the National League last season, and had the average rating of the beast, 6.66. He's played 2 full seasons for Ebbsfleet after his move from Sutton. So yeah, he's doing all right. He's a good backup for us. We signed him on a non-contract, and he comes in as our second best left back behind De Bayo. But if De Bayo goes, then obviously he'll become our best left back. But I'm more tempted to start Green ahead of Thomas, because Green has the chance to get better, whereas Thomas not so much. We have released a couple of players. No, just one. No, 2 players. Paul Taylor, he got a grumpy on, so he left. And Leon Legg also got a grumpy on, so he's gone. Not overly bothered about either of those leaving, because we had adequate replacements in those areas anyway. So we're hoping we can pick up a win in the first of today's games, and this is the team we're hoping can do it. We've gone with we've gone with Rogerson in goal, back 4 of De Bayo, Muir, Kirk and Kelly Evans, with Carter and O'Neill in midfield. Jordan Parks being dropped to the bench because his last few games he's been absolutely awful. He's been complaining about lack of depth. He's unhappy because of lack of depth in the squad, and he's just been playing really badly, so we've dropped him for now. Mata and Bennett on the wings. Obviously with the suspension of Kajar, he got a 3-match ban, so we've swapped Bennett over to the right hand side. We're playing Forster at left wing, but he didn't have a very good game last time out, so we've decided to drop Mata back there because we've got adequate replacements striker wise. Kendall and Tate have been in decent form. Britain's not been playing too badly either, but Kendall's more match fit than Britain is. So that's the team we're going for. I know it says Kendall's slightly lacking in match sharpness, but 79% match sharpness isn't to be sniffed at. I mean, compare that. The Lewis Britton is on the same match sharpness, but he's got less overall fitness. So stands to reason that we'd bring Kendall in for this game. Now, those of you who can remember back to the first season of this save, we did actually have 2 games against Harlow, and we lost 1 and drew 1. So this is our opportunity to set the record straight with Harlow. It's a bit of a renewed rivalry with them. They're not that far from us either. Bennett with the corner. Couldn't find anybody. He gets it back now for a second bite at the cherry, and Tate heads just wide. 24 minutes in, and that was our first highlight. We'll be keeping an eye on what Stratford Town and Braintree are doing as well, because Stratford have gone top of the league as things stand, so they're obviously winning in their game. We've got another highlight now. The defence of Harlow knocking it around, but we've got possession back. Carter now to Mata on the left-hand side. What can he do with it? He's running forward. Can he find a cross? He's looking. I think he was looking for Bennett, but the ball falls to O'Neill, who sprays it out wide to Kelly Evans. Finds a ball forward to Charlie Kendall, who cuts it back for Michael Tate, and that's his 7th goal of the season. Good assist from Charlie Kendall there. O'Neill did well to win the ball back. Nice little ball out to Kelly Evans. A great ball forward to Kendall. And yeah, it was simple from there. Got a bit lucky that the keeper couldn't make the save. But yeah, it was a decent finish from Tate. And we're 1-0 up. We've got another highlight. De Bayo on the left-hand side, running forward, and he loses out. And what can we do in defence here? Rogerson with the save at his near post. We've given away a free kick on the edge of the area, and it was a good block there. I don't know who that was that blocked it, but it was good. Bennett with the free kick now, trying to find Kirk, and Kirk scores his first goal for the club. Fantastic free kick to find him, and a nice header from Alex Kirk, finding the top corner. Well worked set piece there. Just floated in nicely. The keeper weren't getting anywhere near that, right in the top bins. We've had 13 shots so far, 7 on target. We've got Bennett with a free kick now. He's having a go. Forces a save out of the Harlow keeper and forces the corner, which Bennett himself will take. Looking for Matter at the near post. Couldn't quite get there though. And now Harlow have a break on. We've got men back though, and Tate making the tackle there and getting himself a yellow card in the process. And we've gone in at half time 2-0 up. Picked up a few yellow cards in that first half. I'm going to say I'm pleased with how things are going. Just want them to carry on with what they're doing. As things stand, we will go top of the league by 1 point. Braintree are drawing at the moment against Stourbridge. That's a difficult game for them because Stourbridge are 4th. So that could do us a massive favour there if that stays at 0-0. At 0-0, at 1-1 even. If it stays as a draw, then it does us a massive favour, letting us go top of the league by a point. First highlight of the second half, 62 minutes in. Kendall with the ball. What can he do with it? He lays it off to Carter. He's got men either side of him, and that was a bit of a poor shot from Carter there. We're nearly 70 minutes in. I'm going to make some substitutions, I think. Matter's had a quiet game on that left-hand side, so we're going to bring him off and bring Forster on. Forster, I feel, always does better from the bench. He's a bit of an impact sub. Never really does very well when we start him. Tate's on a yellow card. I'll give him another 10 minutes and then I'll probably bring Britton on for him. But we're going to bring... We'll give Nico Eve his debut and we'll take off the booked Muir. Sorry about that. Phone call to tell me that the car's finished its service. Right, we've got our last substitution to make. I should have really paused the mic rather than just pausing the game. I'll have to remember to edit that out. And O'Neill's knackered. I was going to bring Britton on for Tate, but I'm going to take O'Neill off and bring Parks on. Give him the last 10 minutes to earn his place back in the team. Redeem himself. That was the words I was looking for. Carter running forward with the ball. 7 minutes left on the clock. Plays it inside to Forster, who is running infield with it. Parks with the shot from range, and Jordan Parks with his 3rd goal of the season. That was fantastic. He's obviously taken to being dropped quite well, and he's come off the bench. And that's the first time we've seen him. He takes a touch and absolutely smashes it. And if he scored more goals like that, then I think we wouldn't be able to drop him. But unfortunately, the last few games he's not played well. So we know that dropping him works. He's played a really nice ball forward there for Tate as well, looking for number 4. But the Harlow keeper makes a decent save and forces the corner, which Parks will go over to take. Can he get an assist to add to his goal? Looking for Tate at the back post, and the Harlow keeper saves it nicely and tries to get a counter-attack going straight away. And we tried to get men back, but the highlight has ended. I'm going to drop some praise just to keep them going for the rest of the game. And that is full time. A good 3-0 win for us. and I'm hoping we've gone back to the top of the table, because we were top for a good while, but a couple of losses in the league saw us drop to second. It has it has seen us go back to the top of the table. Barwell have got a game in. Well, we've got a game in hand on Barwell, as have most of the other teams. So they've played an extra game. We're a point clear of Braintree. They only managed a 1-1 draw against Stourbridge, so that'll be interesting. Enfield Town dropping out of the playoffs as well, only managing a draw against Harlow Town, who are, I can't even see them, 17th. So that's a game they should have been winning, really. So we'll come back when we're ready for the second game of today's episode against Peterborough Sports. Okay, so we're naming a completely unchanged side for the game against Peterborough Sports. They're now 21st in the league, so I'm hoping we should get a decent result against them. And we won the last game 3-0, so there's no need for me to change the team around. I know Matter didn't have the very best of games over on that left wing, but I still prefer in there to Forster at the moment, and I'm just going to tell the team to carry straight on where they finished the last match. Yeah, Forster's just too inconsistent, I think, on that left wing. Ideally, we obviously want Kajar back and have Bennett on the left wing where he's supposed to be. But Bennett has taken to the right hand side quite well this season. I think we may need to look for a backup right winger. So obviously I said about Paul Taylor when he left that I wasn't overly concerned, and that was because all the left wingers we have, apart from, well, no, actually all the left wingers we have can also play on the right hand side, but I just think we lack the other left wingers we have aren't of the same quality as Kyle Bennett. So I think we need to try and find so if we move Bennett over to the right hand side, we lose that quality on the left. So we either need to find some better left winger backups, or we need to find a decent backup right winger so that Bennett doesn't have to cover on the right hand side, or both potentially, because if Bennett gets injured or suspended, then obviously we're going to have the same problem, because we will be reducing the quality of the left winger. I'm rambling on because we've had a few highlights, but nowhere near scoring. Bennett's hit the post now, I think 3 times from free kicks. It's just ridiculous. Peterborough's goal living a charmed life at the moment. I'm actually going to sound disappointed because we should be hammering them. We're so much a better team than they are. It's untrue. I mean, they're only going up to 20th as things stand, and we could do with a win just to try and keep us top of the table. We've got Charlie Kendall now with the ball. Lays it off to Carter, who plays it forward to Tate. It was a good run from Tate. Can he find the finish? He forces a save, but Matter's there for the follow-up, and it was a good block from their defender. And we get the corner. It'll be Bennett to take the corner, looking for Matter at near post, and it's just over. Braintree obviously not playing today, because even with a draw we will go 2 points ahead of them at the top of the table, but then if they win, then they will go top. I'm guessing they must be playing tomorrow in game, so let's make some subs. Matter again not having a very good game. DeBeo definitely not having a very good game. Same goes for Kelly Evans. Yeah, I think we're going to bring Forster on again for Matter. And then we are going to... We haven't got a left back on the bench, despite the fact we brought 2 in. Mendez Jones can play there for now. I'm still waiting for the 2 left backs we brought in to get match fit. Because obviously they were free agents, so their match fitness was awful. 72 minutes in, still nothing. Tate's not having a good game, so he's coming off. We'll bring Britton on for him. Yeah, they can stay that way round. Play, and we're going to go very attacking, and I'm going to demand more, because we should be hammering these guys. Of the 2 games we had in this episode, this for me was the nailed on win. But we seem to have won the more difficult game, and looks like we're going to draw or possibly even lose because we're defending now. And luckily it goes just wide. But we've got a corner. Can we score from it? It doesn't even find a Ware Town head, and we're defending yet again from a counter attack. Good tackle there from Forster, looking to counter ourselves now. Forster did really well. It's a good ball. He was looking for Bennett, but it was behind him. Kelly Evans picks it up though, finds across to Charlie Kendall, and that's his 2nd goal of the season. A minute and a half into stoppage time, and Charlie Kendall breaks the deadlock for Ware. We're going to just quickly nip back onto balanced, and that sees us win the game 1-0. We got lucky, very lucky, and Charlie Kendall, you know, he saved us there, and it was a man. That just shows you how bad we played. Rogerson was our player of the match. You always know when your goalkeeper wins player of the match that all your outfield players have been absolutely shocking. But it's been nice this season that we've had a few more strikers in the squad, and they're all scoring goals. Unlike when we had Marcus Day for the last season, whenever he was brought in, he never scored, never looked like scoring. We have gone top of the table. We're 4 points clear at the top, so even if Braintree do win their game in hand, then we will still be top by a point. We've got better goal difference as well, much better. We've got the best goal difference in the league. I mean, we've been in very, very good form. 11 games in, we've won 8, drawn 1 and lost 2. We'll have a quick look to see where we're going to come back for the next episode. I'm looking for Braintree there. Yeah, I think we'll come back for the Braintree game, because that's going to be it's going to be a close game. And then so we'll come back for Russell Olympic and Braintree for the next episode, barring any fixture list changes, because originally this episode was supposed to be Harlow and Enfield, but the Enfield game got moved, so we kept it with Harlow and Peterborough Sports. But we're now on a 4-match unbeaten run, and we've only conceded 1 goal in our last 4 games, so we're doing really well so far this season. So if you like that, make sure you give it a nice big thumbs up for me. Subscribe for the channel for more Football Manager 2020 videos, and thank you very much for watching.